I was waiting for the last minute to put it in.
We're live.
So y'all know that we know most of y'all will never move abroad. But hold up. We know you intend to make that move, but you are purposely putting in roadblocks. Because you're scared, maybe? Now, don't get huffy. You know, if you don't apply, let it fly. Okay? But listen up for those. For someone else in your life who may be stuck, this is a huge freaking decision. We get it. You know, that's why we've got an answer and an idea for you.
That's right. That's right. So y'all know that this will be our 5th summer in Portugal, y'all.
Yep.
Our 5th summer. And guess what? This will be our 4th annual meetup. Who coming? Who coming?
Come on now.
Are y'all coming? All right. The information is in the description below. We've helped hundreds of people navigate this exact fear. And here's what we've learned. The people who move forward stop thinking in all or nothing terms. Okay. All right. So what we want you to do is put it in the chat. What scares you more? Leaving everything behind or picking the wrong place? And if you're watching from the future, hey, let us know in the comments, what do you fear more? Leaving everything behind or picking the wrong place? And don't forget to smash that like button and hype it if you are watching from the future.
Okay, so today we're talking about a different approach.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about try it before you buy it, also called a part-time.
Say what now?
I don't know. You ain't moving the thing. I said try it before you buy it, also called part-time expat strategy.
Okay.
Where you don't leave your life, you expand it.
Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. But wait a minute. We got to introduce ourselves. Hey, y'all. My name's Halisa.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money, travel, and life abroad. We help folks who look like us who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan. We help you get your money straight so that you can retire on time or maybe even early.
And abroad ain't bad either.
Abroad ain't bad. All right. So we are going to get right to it. You guys know that today is Thursday. So it is time for our Thursday short where we answer one question. And the question is what, like, if you are so scared to move abroad because you are afraid to make a mistake, and so you come up with some reasons why you can't go. So we're going to talk about that. But first, if you're new to our channel, then you might not know. Back in 2018, Rick and I got a wake-up call, all right? We were getting close to retirement age. We looked at our money, and it looked cray-cray.
Crazy.
But we got our financial act together, and we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth, y'all. If we can do that, you can do it too, okay? So what we need you to do, because I said I wasn't going to talk about this on this, but I just figured out that YouTube is suppressing our content, y'all. We are getting half the views, even though we have double the subscribers. So what we need you to, I don't know why. Is it because I say talk about the melon felon titty baby? I don't know. But what we need you to do is share this with other folks so that they know all of this information and we can just bypass whatever algorithms are going on. But in the meantime, in between time, hit that notification bell twice. At least you will get notified every time that we go live or drop a new video, right? And smash that like button. All right. Smash that like button. All right. Here we go. You do not have to choose, okay? You don't have, look, this is the thing, and this is where we find when we talk to clients, when we do our one-on-one coaching, y'all know we have one-on-one coaching, right? We can help you come up with a plan. We can help you get your money straight, all of that stuff. One, and sometimes it's just one person in the relationship, if it's two people, right?
Right.
And then sometimes it's single people, right, who have come up with 1,000 reasons why they can't move right now. And every time they reach that goalpost that they set for themselves, they set another
And
goalpost.
move it back. Yeah, bring it back.
And what we know is that there's fear. And we get it because Rick and I had fear. We did. But we did the damn thing any damn way. That's what we did. All right. So just know, like, you don't have to leave forever. You don't. All right. There is an opportunity to live in two places at one time. Okay. You can do that. All right. And so what we need you to do is change the way you think about this. Now, one of the things that we did is that we didn't sell our main house right away. Okay, well, we still haven't sold it. That's something that you can think about. You don't have to get rid of everything and move and create a forever home someplace else. I think we need to get out of that mindset and start thinking about how we can test drive. Right?
If you will.
Right? Test drive some places. And what does this offer? If you test drive?
It usually offers lower risk and higher rewards.
Right?
If you don't like it, you go home. You made a bad housing choice.
It's temporary. All right? It's temporary. If you feel homesick, it is temporary. The main reason why people usually feel homesick is because they haven't created community. And that's one of the reasons why we do our annual meetup, okay? Is because we create community. Even though everyone who's coming to the meetup, everyone is not moving to Portugal. Some folks have already moved to other countries, right? But that WhatsApp group that is created, and then that in-person hanging out and fellowshipping in person changes the dynamic.
Right.
It really, truly does. And so what you find is when it feels like you're all alone, you realize that you've got people who care about you, people who are interested in your well-being all over the world, from all over the world, right?
Yeah.
From all over the world. So if you decide to do the temporary thing, you already have a return plan, right? You already have a return plan.
Yeah, the decision stops feeling irreversible.
Right. Because if you're just test driving, if you're trying before you're buying, then you don't have to get stuck in analysis paralysis and making sure that a place is perfect before you make that move.
Yeah.
Right.
You keep your anchor, your home base stays intact, your community stays intact, and your life is not burned out.
Right. So what we are suggesting is twofold. One of the things that you can do is decide that I'm going to spend winters someplace else and I'm going to spend summers at home, or vice versa, depending upon what weather you're trying to avoid. Right?
Where you at?
Right. Another thing that you can decide to do is say, I'm going to do 3 months here, 3 months there, 3 months here, and 3 months there. So it could be, 3 months in Europe, 3 months back home, 3 months in Asia, 3 months back home, right? There's lots of ways you can do this stuff and not feel like you're burning bridges down.
And this is something that's really, really big for if you have that partner that's kind of afraid.
He's scared, she's scared. Most of the time, I must say, most of the time it's the husband. Most of the time it's the husband. I'm great, Moores and Andre Anders or Moore Sanders. I think that says. First time getting alive. I'm glad you made it. Yay. All right. Look, when you do this thing, okay, when you take this trip, when you decide to try out living abroad, you are not vacationing.
No.
Okay.
Don't treat it.
You're not vacationing. That's not what we're talking about. Now with the meetup, during that week that's a vacation, y'all.
Yeah.
But if you decide to extend that, because Portugal is the place where regardless of whether it's Lisbon, maybe it's Porto, maybe it's Coimbra, maybe it's the Silver Coast, maybe it's the Algarve, right? So if Portugal is the place, you can extend that and let the other parts be a scouting trip. All right. You're going to be doing the routines that you do. All right. You're going to go to the grocery store, right? You're going to try public transportation. You're going to take public transportation. If you plan to live someplace without a car, right? Then on your scouting trip, and when you're doing this part-time living, you need to be living there the way you would live there if you were living there permanently. Okay. So you take public transportation, you do daily life. If you plan to work remotely, you do those things. If you plan to do a side hustle, you do those things, right? However you see your life going, that is the stuff that you do, right? This is where real clarity comes in, y'all. Real
clarity. Yeah.
All right. Because when we came here back in June 2022, we rented an Airbnb in a local neighborhood. We did not rent an Airbnb in the tourist area, y'all.
No.
And we did that on purpose because we knew we were not going to live in the tourist area, nor would we want to live in the tourist area with all that noise and carrying on, right? So we rented a place across the river in Casillas. For those of you who have been with us for a while, y'all know this, right? And we rented it for a month. And we stayed on the other side of the river. We did daily life. We went to the grocery store. We cooked dinner. We cooked breakfast, all the things, right? We tried to have some outings and, go for walks and all of those things. All of the things that we do on a normal basis. And then we looked at each other a week or two into it and said, could we do this?
Yeah,
right?
We did. and it's real funny because the Mercados and stuff that we were going to, they got to know who we were.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's right.
And then when we didn't show up, they wondered where we
were. That's right. That's right. We even, became friends, so to speak. Oops, excuse me, with the neighbors of the Airbnb, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the cat and all of the things, right? And so doing things this way, if you're scared, if you need all your boxes checked, right? If you need to know everything before you make a move, this is the way to do it. Right? This is the way to do it. And especially if you are moving to a place where the culture is so different. Now, any place in the Americas is going to be similar because South America and all of that get their cues from United States. All right. And Canada is, act like United States half the time too. They got a little bit more sense, but not too much. Western Europe is familiar, right? Because our culture comes from Western Europe and America. I know we Black. Don't get into our comments talking about that stuff. We are still American and grew up being inundated and brainwashed, right, into the Western civilization way of thinking, right? That's just the truth. That's just the truth.
Right.
And so, if you're going to move to a Monaco, if you're going to move to Thailand or Vietnam or someplace like that, this is a time. This is a really, really good way to do that, where you try before you buy. Right? Because the cultures are very, very different than what we're used to. Now, I love Thailand. I did, but that's me. That's me. That may not be you. So remember, you're not replacing your life.
No, you're adding to it.
Right?
If anything, you're adding to it.
All right. This is not about escaping your life. It's about expanding it. All right, so here's the implementation plan. Get your notebooks out. We're going to go over this really, really fast. Step 1, stop asking, where should I move to? Okay, if you are one of those people who are like, gosh, it would be nice if, but I don't know. And what about my family? And what about this? Da, 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 da. So stop asking yourself where you would move to and start asking yourself what?
Where do I want to try first?
Exactly. All right. Where do I want to try first? Doesn't that feel a lot easier, right? Than this all or nothing thing. Step 2.
It gives you more control mentally.
Exactly. Step 2, start with a test, not a move. Maybe, I don't know, like 4 to 8 weeks.
4 to 8 weeks.
Initially,
Mm-hmm.
right? For me, I be testing the 2 to 3 months, right? That equals a real experience. I would say I have not seen a tourist visa that United States citizens get basically upon arrival that is any less than 3 months. Can you remember one? Now I'm not saying that there isn't one. I'm saying I can't think of one. And so the minimum that you can stay in a country by and large is going to be 3 months, right? Right, Allison, adds richness to your life. Exactly, right? But some tourist visas can go up to a year with the ability of while you are in country to add on another year, or to add on 3 more months, or to add on 6 more months.
I think that might be one of the Asian countries or Southeast Asian countries that you can get a longer visa. I'm not quite sure.
One of the Asian countries, but also I think Georgia offers a year with an ability to extend a year. Maybe Albania offers a year with the ability to extend a year. Right now, I know that those countries, being formerly of the USSR, are not countries that we necessarily think of right away. But listen, we never thought we would see a time where the United States has basically a net growth of immigration, net zero growth of immigration. We never thought we would see that, but here we are. Okay. And so expand your mind, expand the way you think about it, right? And try things. If somebody was up in the comments saying, why would you go to the place where they started slavery and blah, blah, blah. Right. Now, I'm not making fun of her. She's actually right, because that's the first thing that I said when you brought up Portugal, right? Excuse me. And the fact of the matter is, just like Americans or Trump, the melon felon, does not represent, and what the government does, regardless of who's in charge, does not necessarily represent the values, the thought process, et cetera, of every single American.
Right.
The same is true otherwise. All right, y'all. So let's keep an open mind and not go by what other people say as good and bad, unless there's a pattern, right? There is a pattern of Black folks talking about how they're treated in China when it comes to the objectification of Blackness. Okay. That's a pattern. So I can pretty much trust that's probably what's going to happen. But if it's like 1 or 2, 3 people talking about this out of everybody, maybe you should get your own experience and see how it feels to you. Because I'm going to tell you, everyone who comes to Portugal is not feeling it. If our friend Adelia Aborshade is in the house, she has been to Lisbon a couple of times, and I think she really does enjoy visiting. But she's like, she came here the last time to see if she thought she wanted to get residency here. And she was like, no, I'm not about that life, right? So Lisbon, Portugal is not for everybody.
No.
But there's some place for everybody. There is some place for everybody, right? If you can take up to 6 months someplace, you will really get a feel. That's deep immersion.
Yeah, you're immersed in it.
Right? Excuse me, because I was thinking back when we had our first meetup. Our first meetup was April 2023, and we were piggybacking off of the Exodus Summit meetup in Monaco. And We came here the first time June 2022, and we were here for a month. Then we went back. We got Mexican residency, and we went back to our appointment, our immigration appointment for Portugal, packed, and came back. Okay, so we came back in September, and then we had a meetup in April. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. We have been here 6 months, y'all, and had the audacity to be doing a meetup, talking, showing people around and all of this stuff. Now, really 7 months, because we were here for a month in June.
Right.
So really 7 months of living here. But yeah, okay. But it felt like we could do that.
It did.
Didn't it? Right? It felt like 6 months felt like immersion. 6 months felt like, okay, we're living here. Now, see, even today, this is our 5th summer coming up, y'all. Even today, when I go to certain places, I have to pinch myself and say, wow, I live here. I get to live here. That is incredible. All right, step 3.
So you want to live in a residential way. Stay in a real neighborhood and build routines.
Just like we were talking about what was happening with us in Casillas. I'm sorry, my allergies, y'all, are kicking my behind. The weather is changing, right? It's getting warmer. Pay attention to how life feels. So when we were living in Casillas, it was cool. It was really cool to, on one hand, feel like we were visiting, but on the other hand, have the local vendors and things like that, and some of the neighbors as well, greet us as if we lived there, right? We went to a pharmacy, we opened up a bank account, all the things, all of the things. So pay attention to how life feels. Step 4.
Keep your home base if possible.
Especially if you're scared. Especially if you're scared.
Yeah.
If you have a lease, is there an opportunity to sublease or to sublet, right?
Yeah, you don't want to sell everything.
Right? Don't burn bridges, maintain your anchor if that's what you need to feel comfortable. This reduces the fear significantly, y'all. Step 5.
Choose your model.
Okay. So what are you going to do? Are you going to move abroad part-time, right? Are you going to split the year maybe and do 6 months here, 6 months there? What you going to do? Are you going to you could try another country.
Keep going.
Like the next year, you can try another country, 6 months there, 6 months here, right? You can make that decision based upon experience, not guesswork. All right. The other thing is you can be more nomadic. 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. Or you can just play it by ear and say, you know what, based upon what I've got going on in my life, I'm going to spend 2 months here, then I'm going to spend 5 months there, and then I'm going to spend 3 months. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to feel like you have to have everything figured out right away.
No.
Right? You don't need to be sure. You just need to be willing to try. That's the thing. You just need to be willing to try. And this is especially if your spouse, if your partner is not really down, this could be a way to get them on board. We've got some folks in our audience who are like, look, I make decisions. I can move sight unseen. We ain't talking to y'all. We're giving you this information for the people who are in your life who are scared. All right, who are coming up with excuse after excuse after excuse, even though they say they intend to move abroad.
Which might be holding you back from making that move, that decision.
Exactly.
So, sometimes it's best to just say, try it out.
Exactly.
Let's go try it out. Let's go check it out.
Exactly. So what we did is we created a brand new, what did we do? Scouting trip checklist, a brand new scouting trip checklist. And I know I put, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna put it in the chat, y'all. Okay, so for those of you who are coming to Portugal for the meetup and this is your scouting trip, you need to use this. All right. It's free, y'all. It's free. So go ahead, get it, download it, have it, look at it to make sure that you are thinking about all of these things. This is the first step. This is the first step because some of these things are going to be things that you'll want to think about for the move itself, not just scouting, right? The Yarboroughs have been scouting for what, six years now?
Mm-hmm.
The Yarboroughs, they're friends of our Black Utopia or vice versa because they're a huge channel. Good people if you don't know them, but yeah, they've been doing this scouting, we trying this out for about 6 years.
It's working for them.
And it's working for them, right? And so just know that it does not have to be all or nothing. You can try before you buy, okay? If you're coming to the meetup or if you like to come to the meetup, I sent out an email with our last live Q&A. So look at the email, get the last live Q&A. If you need help getting your money together, we offer one-on-one coaching with Rick and myself, right? Or you can join Beyond the Bling. That's our financial freedom program for late bloomers just like ourselves. We will have another side hustle challenge coming up in the summer, so look out for that. Become a member. We chat with our members before we go live every single Sunday, and this really supports the channel because I'm telling you, I don't know why YouTube has decided to stop sending out our stuff, but they are not sending out our stuff. It's not going out, y'all. And we're getting half the views. So help a brother and sister out, share it, share it, share it. Make sure that you like it and all of that good stuff. If you are not scared, we do have the Move Abroad Toolkit. It is in the description below. We have the Ready to Retire Toolkit. Start with that. If money's your thing, start with the Ready to Retire Toolkit. If that doesn't give you enough, then you can join Beyond the Bling or get one-on-one coaching or both.
And don't forget the merch.
Yes. Our merch store will be open in the next couple of days, y'all. All right. You guys asked for it. You asked for it. And so we're doing it in partnership with JRS Graphics. Obviously we're going to have a special shirt for the meetup every single year. The people who come to the meetup have an opportunity to purchase a special shirt that is just for them. But, our Black Utopia merch will be available. Hopefully we'll go live tomorrow with the store. So we'll let y'all know. And with that, I guess we'll see you later.
Well, and if you have any ideas for things that you would like to see in the merch store.
Yes. Let us know. Let us know in the chat. And if you're watching from the future, hey, let us know in the comments what you would like to see in the merch store. And I'm just going to tell you, we got the basics. All right. We got t-shirts and hoodies and hats. Right. And a journal. Right. And so that's what we've got so far. So let us know what you would like to see in the chat. And in the chat, let us know what you'd like us to see in the merch store, or in the comments, let us know what you'd like to see in the merch store. All right. All right, y'all. We love you and we will see you next time.
Not a dream, a destination. Our Black Utopia.